Hello chess lovers, I have another mega aggressive attacking game for you played by Mikhail Tal against a chess player named Udris. The game was played in 1953 in Riga, and at that time Mikhail Tal was only 17 years old. Let's see how the game went on. Udris started with d4 and knight f6 by Tal, c4 e6, knight c3 c5, knight f3 a6, e3 d5. Mikhail Tal goes for this Tarrasch defense type setups. C takes d5, e takes d5. Tal doesn't mind to have an isolated pawn on d5 square. Bishop e2, knight c6, d takes c5, bishop takes c5, and we see chaos link by both sides. b3, bishop g4, knight d4. We see the exchange of light square bishops, queen d6. Knight f4, rook d8, strengthening the pawn on d5 square, queen f3, and d4. Well, usually when your opponent has an isolated pawn, the first thing that you should do is to block the pawn. But we can see that Udris didn't do that, and now Tal is pushing the pawn forward, d4. Rook d1, well, actually capturing on d4 or even knight e4 is better. If knight takes e4, then queen takes e4. This continuation, of course, is better for white, but instead we see rook d1. White is pinning the pawn on d4 square. But first we see knight e5 by Mikhail Tal, queen g3. Well, as you can see, the pawn on b7 is hanging, but capturing on b7 can be very dangerous because black can get a pretty good counterplay. And if we move like h3, then black can go for this mind-blowing knight takes f2 sacrifice. If king takes f2, then d takes e3 check. Now if bishop takes e3, then simply queen takes f4, using the fact that the bishop is pinned. Or after d takes e3, if king f3 protecting the knight, then simply queen e5, and this is going to be a very dangerous attack by black. Let's go back. That's why after knight e5 we see queen g3, but in this position Mikhail Tal made a shocking decision. As you can see, the pawn is pinned, but Tal captured on c3, allowing rook takes d6. Rook takes d6 with a direct threat, rook d1 checkmate. h3, white is opening up a loop for the king to escape. Now comes the knight, knight e4, queen h4, rook d1 check, king h2 and c2. Black is totally dominating the position. Knight e2, bishop d6 with a very simple threat, knight f3 checkmate, f4 blocking the f file, but here comes knight d3. Look at this position. Knight d4, and a very risky move by Tal, g5, which is weakening his king side too much. Well, the simple knight c1 would have been better, winning a piece. If knight takes c2, then rook c8, and this is going to be winning. But Tal decided to sharpen the game more and played g5, queen h6, g takes f4, knight f5. This time black should be very careful because already there is a mating threat. And now even black can't play bishop e5 because of this knight e7 check followed by queen takes f8 checkmate. Let's go back. After knight f5, Tal played f3, discover check, g3, bishop takes g3 check, knight takes g3. Tal sacrificed a piece in order to lure away the knight, f5, knight h5 this time, again with a mating threat, rook f7, queen e6, f2. The pawn is marching to be promoted to a queen, and a very dubious decision by Udris, bishop d2. Well, actually he could simply play queen c8 check and give a perpetual check. If rook f7, then again queen c8 check, and if king h8 already, this can be very dangerous for black. White can play bishop b2 check, if knight takes b2 then queen e5 check, if knight f6 then knight takes f6, though the engine is evaluating the position as equal, but black has to be very careful, this is going to be very dangerous. Let's go back, but after f2 we see bishop d2, and now Tal is simply capturing on d2. Queen c8 check, rook f8, queen c4 check, but now already there is no dark square bishop, there can't be any bishop b2 checks, lure away the knight, and this is going to be winning for black. Rook f1, but now Tal is promoting the pawn to a queen. Queen d4 check, knight f6, and Udris resigned. Well, if knight takes f6, then simply knight e1. Attacking the queen, trying to lure away the defender. If queen e5, then knight f3, fork is winning. Or if a move like queen h4, then knight f3 check again. If king g3, then knight takes h4, giving up the queen on c1, but of course black has too many extra pieces and this is going to be winning. That's why after knight f6 Udris resigned. What a game! We saw so many fireworks in the game. Mikhail Tal of course went for a queen sacrifice, and as for me, I really find this game a very entertaining one. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave your comments. Good luck!